That talking off camera, we both said we really like in the number 6 position for NYCFC.
Yeah, a couple of good number 6s out on display for each of these teams tonight, isn't there? And Justin Hack's one of those combative midfielder. He'll get stuck in, but he's also there to help shield his back line. And as a modern number 6 will do, he's dropping in between the center backs already here to receive the ball and try and dictate play.
One thing his head coach, Matt Pilkington, said about him is he's fighting every day to become a professional, and it's that fight and that bite that has really set the example for a lot of other players in our academy.
Well, he's done well there. He looked second favorite to that ball. He slid in to keep it alive for NYC momentarily.
And this is DeBolt, who's playing in place of Hughes, serving his red card suspension. Durbin. And Makic with an early opportunity here, trying to chip the keeper, but only finding the side netting.
It's a good idea. It's a tough angle to get that chip away, but he actually gets a pretty decent purchase on his attempt. He's trying to get a little right to left spin on this chip, so it just curl over the head of the keeper. But look at that, the high press pays off. You can see what he's trying to do. He's got the keeper down as well. Not a bad effort.
So it'll be a goal kick for Logan Kowalczyk. Scalia. This is Uwasu. Another player voted to the East Conference Best 11, Kuwako Uwasu. One of the many players on this NYCFC side who's already trained with the first team. And here is Hack dropping in between the center backs to receive the ball. And it's Uwasu to bring it out. Zips it into the feet of Will Sands. Scally in a battle with Braden Durbin. Durbin again. As Makic hounding him is able to get it out for Biros. One notable absence for NYCFC. They're without Gio Reyna. Took a knock before the game, and Matt Pilkington said we're not going to take any chances.
What a blow that is. What a fantastic player Gio Reyna already is. Such a leader for this team as well, so we'll have to see how does this NYC team deal with losing one of their star players just before the game kicks off.
Ben Alcazar. Back to James Sands. Played for the U.S. in the U17 World Cup in India, James Sands. His brother Will Sands fighting for the ball. Able to sweep it back, but it's off of him last. So it'll be a throw-in for Crew in the opposite half.
Well, you've already mentioned it, Mark. They definitely have the talent to step up and be able to cope with the loss of Gio Reyna. It's been so impressive, NYCFC, to get their academy off and running. You mentioned this is the first year for this age group. Really had to start from scratch, although being in New York, you would hope they'd be able to find a few talented youngsters out there. They certainly have done that.
A towering header, but winning it back. And this is Morris. Morris, one of many Crew players who's playing up. Speaking of up, that's where the offside flag is. So it'll be a free kick for NYC.
Yeah, he did well there, Morris, to ride a few challenges, but as a result, the timing of the runs just gets off a little bit. Players trying to drift in behind, including that man on the right wing, David Rona. Just couldn't quite hold his run as Morris was drifting over to the right-hand side.
Peñaranda. Uwasu. Morris providing the pressure. Peñaranda looking for the head of Sands. It'll come to Makic. Headed over him by DeBolt, who steps in again. And this is Petkovic. In the middle for Polvara. Far side for Ben Alcazar is making the run. He's in a battle with Keita, comes across him, and commits the foul. Well, I thought Abubakar Keita had done well to come over, but the U19 international whistled for the foul.
Yeah, we'll take another look here. Looks like he's strong in the challenge there, shoulder to shoulder. Tough one early on to concede from the center back.
Andres Jason standing over this free kick for NYCFC. And this is Jason. Teases it in. It's going to fall back to Jason. Flag stays down. Wasn't a bad ball in. Griffith DeBolt was well stationed. He cleared that out and gave a searing look to the assistant referee as well. Said, why wasn't your flag up? So this throw-in is going to be left off, and Nico Benalcazar is coming over to take.
Yeah, they can just reshape here. NYC, you see here, kind of an awkward, and he's clearly onside. A couple of players, including the number 8 there, Louis Bolger, holding on the New York City player.
Polvara's going to leave this off for Benalcazar once again. Another player in the U.S. Youth National Team pool, Nico Benalcazar. Plenty of them out there on both sides. And this is Owusu in for Hack. The other thing Matt Pilkington mentioned about Justin Hack is another thing he's added to his game this year is goals. Had 2 of them in the playoffs. Sands. This is Hack. Scally. A neat job to break the lines, and Hack able to put this cross in. Abubakar Keita was well stationed. This is Lukascu to bring it out for the crew.
Yeah, that's good defending, because that was a wonderfully shaped cross from Hack. There are 2 blue shirts in the area as well, but Keita read it really well, and it's good center back play to step over in front of this number 77, big target forward for NYCFC.
Scally. Sands. Of the will variety. Gets it back to Petkovic. Dices it over for James Sands. Did well to escape the pressure. And Polvara will drag it out wide. Forward for Makic. Flag stays down. It's working on Keita. Makic gets a half yard of space, puts in a dangerous ball, and DeBolt gets there before his keeper.
Yeah, he had to be sure. This is good from NYC. It was kind of a jumpy start to the game for both teams. Neither really able to control possession, but over the past minute or so, NYC stringing together some good passes. You see here the cross coming in from the left. DeBolt just wanted to make sure that there was no one lurking in behind him, and does the safe thing and puts it out for this corner.
Griffin DeBolt, one of 13 of 19 players on this crew roster who've trained with the first team. This corner kick swing in. It was a delicious service. Just didn't get the header it needed. Will come all the way through. Will Sands. Great job to block that by Aiden Morris. But letting him run over the challenge is Nico Benalcazar, and now Will Sands looking to make inroads. Not allowed to. Great defending by Jensen Lukascu.
Great advantage played by the referee there as well. Will Sands just telegraphing that, trying to get back onto his left foot. Defended really well by Lukascu. And then as he tried to break away, Sands just grabbing onto him. Nicely spotted by the referee and allowed the advantage to go.
This is Abubakar Keita. Space to run on the far side. Slipped in for Rona. It's in a foot race with Owusu. Owusu wins it, but it's at the expense of a corner kick. First of the game for Crew SC.
Just enough there, Owusu, to get that out for a corner kick, because how about the turn of pace there from Rona? Looks second favorite to that ball, but chopped down that distance and quite some speed. Able to put the pressure on Owusu and force this corner kick.
Looks like there could be a short one on here. Instead, it's played into the box. It's cleared away by Benalcazar, and that was an important clearance. Didn't look like it, but DeBolt was arriving. It's a good look at our referee for the evening, Natalie Simon. Two players again. Will be sent into the box again. This time it's Makic who clears it, only as far as Morris. His shot is repelled. The foul will go against Louis Bolger.
Seemed like he didn't need to make that challenge, Bolger. See here, just whipping it back in, and on the second ball, he's going nowhere, Ben Alcazar. Bolger just coming over and pushing him to the ground. Easy call for Natalie Simon.
Petkovic gets it back to Sands. This is Hack. Owusu. 12th minute. That one hitting off the head of Durbin. Scalia unable to weave his way through. Good switch from Polvara. Andres Jason, so dangerous when he cuts inside. And it's coming to the corner for Makic. Quick cross drilled in, and that's good keeping. Good goalkeeping from Logan Kowalczyk.
Yeah, you got to own that 6-yard box, don't you? And he's alert to the crosses. First time taken quickly. Thought he might catch the Columbus back line off guard.
Intercepted by Will Sands. Makic back to Sands. Was trying to return the favor once again, perhaps a bit too intricate.
That's a let-off for Columbus Crew. Should be getting a shot away there in New York City, and you'd expect that with the quality they have up top, turn that into a dangerous attack.
Jason muscled off the ball. This is Aiden Morris. Sean Zawadzki. Colin Biros scored that game-winning goal against Real Salt Lake. And he's going to get called for a foul. And the referee just telling Biros that he just needs to relax.
He got eased off the ball there, didn't he? Right here, he's trying to dribble forward, and his touch gets away from him. Nips in on the heels of Polvara.
Petkovic. Hack. These teams played each other in the Florida Showcase back on November 30th, 2017. Petkovic opened the scoring for NYC in the 54th minute, but they then conceded an own goal in the 89th minute. So it ended honors even. One thing Ben Cross, head coach of Crew SC, said was that we did too much defending in that game and not enough pressing. So we need to do a better job of pressing them, but it's also going to be very hot, so we need to pick and choose our times wisely and pick out the right cues to let us know when to press.
That's well spoken by the head coach, and we saw it in the first two semifinals earlier today. The heat can play a factor.
And this is a matchup of coaches of the year. Ben Cross, the U19 Central Conference Coach of the Year. Matt Pilkington, the East Conference Coach of the Year. Both coaches being bestowed that award last night at the DA banquet. So it's the second corner kick for NYC. That's another good ball in. It's DeBolt who wins it again. And then flying in to make sure Hack couldn't do anything acrobatic was a Crew defender. Acrobatic clearance in its own right.
Yeah, that was brave defending. Wasn't sure if he'd take a knock, but he knew that the ball was dropping for Hack here, and look at him. Just charging in to usher that one out of play. Really good defending on the second ball from that set piece.
Scalia trying to spin away, and he'll shield it out of bounds. It's good thinking from Scalia. Knows he's not going to get it, but it went off the Crew last. They continue to work their way up this touchline. Joe Scalia, another U.S. Youth National Team player. Another player who was voted one of the best 11 in his defensive position in the East Conference.
Yeah, really solid right back for this NYC setup. Bomb up and down the flanks. Strong in the tackle as well.
Gumbaye chasing. Owusu. Both these teams moving the ball around on what is a hot day at the Swope Soccer Village in Missouri.
Yeah, NYC have settled in well here. Last 10 minutes or so, really controlling the ball. Columbus have kept their shape. Haven't really seen too many chances other than when Columbus gave it away outside their own penalty box.
Working their way forward, NYC. Top of the box for Hack. Hack's avenues were closed down in terms of shooting, so he gets it out wide for Scally. 17th minute. Scally gets it across, and well stationed was DeBolt. And this time, Biros will win the free kick.
Chance to push up here for Columbus Crew, and a chance to breathe as well. Biros just earning the foul here. You see there, it's the grab with the left hand that the referee spotted. But how impressive was that before? Scally looked like he was in no man's land, but just shifting it quickly to his right foot to get the cross away.
Now they're working down the left, NYC. Andres Jason loves to run at players. Got by Lukascu, and the referee will point to the spot. Well, that's what Andres Jason is capable of when he goes one-on-one. And now, is it a penalty or is it just outside the box? Well, we'll see it here on the replay.
Tough to tell there. Right on the edge.
Well, the referee is giving it outside.
She took her time, didn't she? I think she was getting some help from the near side AR. He was right in line with the play. And those inches make a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely.
Certainly as far as the Columbus Crew are concerned, and inches away from a penalty.
Well, it's straight from the training ground. It took a deflection. Kowalczyk had it covered well.
Watch out as we see a replay of the deflected free kick.
This is won by Sands. Has Morris draped over him, and Morris is able to win it off of Polvara. A good header clear from Ben Alcazar.
Yeah, acrobatic there to get around the Columbus attacking player. We've seen Andres Jason really starting brightly on that left wing. He looks a danger man for this NYC attack in the early stages. Drawing that foul on the edge of the area, cutting inside, and he's got the ability to beat players one-on-one.
It's an NYC side that's blessed with depth in wingers like that who are so good at getting the ball and cutting inside. On the bench alone, you have Jonathan Jimenez as well as Jonathan Valbuena, two players who can do that in their own right. Now getting the byline is Rona. Was unable to get his cross off before it went over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick for NYC in the 20th minute. Rona, of course, the hero against the New York Red Bulls. His 95th minute header. Peñaranda. Peñaranda again.
Seen patience from NYC here in the early stages. Try and draw that Columbus Crew press out a little bit.
What a ball from Owusu. Brought down by Jason. Inside for Pekovic. Looking into the channel for Makic. Bubakar Keita played it back for Kowalczyk, who did well to respond.
He really did. He was in on him quickly. Able to sort his feet out and just hack it away from his own goal.
Hack. Scally. Good tackle from DeBolt. It'll be a goal kick.
The old double tip there. Well spotted by the near side AR as well. You talk about that DeBolt coming over on the cover here. He's timed his tackle to perfection. Plays it off the right boot of Scalia. Good challenge there from Griffin DeBolt.
Sands wins the header over Rona. Rona moved from Alabama to take part in the Development Academy. With Crew SC. This player, Ben Crossfields, has really grown into a leader.
I've already seen a couple times his ability to get in behind and stretch that back line. And try and be an outlet for this Columbus Crew team, as they have been doing a lot of defending here in the early stages of this one as well.
It's a Crew side in which 19 Academy players have trained with the first team over this past season alone. And since August 2016, 23 players at Crew's Academy have been called up to the U.S. Youth National Team camps and international matches.
It's a fantastic record for the Crew organization, and it's good to hear the big man Greg Berhalter getting these kids involved with the first team as well.
Kowalczyk, another player in his first season with Crew SC. He's up from the 16-17 Kowalczyk, and Ben Cross said the thing that he's really improved on is his ability to build out of the back, and he's become a really important part and component of that for Crew SC Academy. So another thing is he's one of the younger guys, and yet he's one of the biggest leaders on this team, as well as presences in the locker room.
You like to have that in your goalkeeper, strong leader at the back.
You're gonna have to be sharp here. It's Jason looking to run again. He's able to snake away from Lukasco. Lukasco does well to get back behind the ball. Aiden Morris coming over to help, and still Jason. I think he's just danced his way around the entire team.
That's wonderful hold-up play. And really, that was the first time the Crew were able to build from the back, and just an errant pass in midfield straight into the path of Jason. And it was 2-on-5, but he was able to keep the ball, and NYC still in possession because of his efforts.
Biros. This time Hack will be whistled for the foul.
Just a little too touch tight there from Justin Hack. As Morris was checking back to the ball here. NYC wanted a foul on this play. Nothing given, and then you see here Hack just a little too tight as Morris trying to get involved in the game.
Sawatsky. It's a beautiful ball in for Rona. They had a runner on the wing, and Bulger was unable to find him.
Yeah, it's just a wonderful tackle, Ben Alcazar. Because you're right, Bulger was streaking down that right-hand side, and Rona tried to find him. Ben Alcazar was just right there, able to tackle it away and snuff out the danger.
This ball drilled into the feet of Sands. This is Scally. Owusu. Both sides doing such a good job here. The Crew to keep their shape and the patience of NYC.
Yeah, we talked about the heat and knowing when to pick your spots to press. The Crew have been patient so far in their press and just allowing NYC play it along the back. But likewise, as you mentioned, NYC patient in possession.
This is Hack. Owusu. His second year with NYCFC, Owusu. Here he is again. Pekovic. 12 goals on the season for Pekovic. They win it here. Polvara overran it. Sands steps in. And the U19 international will get it out wide for Jason. First touch was a little too heavy, able to get to it at the second touch and win the free kick. And he draws the yellow card as well.
Yeah, that has to be a yellow card. Late in the challenge there. And it really comes from Andres Jason. Just a little heavy on his first touch. But he's able to get there just ahead of crew player Bulgar, who picks up that yellow card. See here, he just kind of sucks him in with this touch. Yeah, that's an easy yellow card for the referee. She's right on top of it as well. Sore one for Jason, but it's proven difficult to take the ball off his toes.
Jason swings it in. Crew player went down. And now, are we going to retake this, or is the foul going to go the way of the crew? And Natalie Simon said the whistle had never gone. So it'll be take two for NYCFC in the 27th minute. Winner will move on to Tuesday's final, where they will face either the LA Galaxy or the Vancouver Whitecaps. So that was a neat little flick on from Polvara, but nothing to concern Kowalczyk in the end. Biros had Hack policing him. Boubacar Keita gets it back from Durbin. Kowalczyk. Smartly done by Owusu, not only bringing it down on the chest, but away from Gumbaye and into the path of his next move, which was to give it off to Ben Alcazar.
He made that look way too casual. Lovely skill. Crushing that off his chest into his own path.
Biros stepped into the passing lane, but at the second time of asking, Owusu stepped in front of him. However, his ball was played behind Makic, and now the crew will reset as Morris gets it back for DeBolt. In for Biros to turn. He's bound for Akron, Colin Biros. In the match against the New York Red Bulls, Biros missed a PK inside the last 10 minutes. And in the past, it would have been something that might have thrown him off his game a little bit, but he really kept his head, and he put in the cross off of which David Arona scored. And Ben Cross said that he's just matured and leaps and bounds has really come on. He said, that's a great ball in. Gumbaye just unable to get a touch on it. Well, he said, Ben Cross, about Biros, he said, Akron was always getting a great player. Now they're getting an extremely mature player as well.
You like to hear that from the coach, and you like to see the resilience that the young man has from missing a penalty to stay in the game. Well, we saw that from Luka Modric, right, for Croatia. The top players have to have that mentality, and you like to hear that.
And here is Biros stepping in to win it for the crew. Overran it, and Scalia will overtake.
It's a let off for NYC this time, who play right into the path of Biros, but as he tried to step over, just left the ball. Neither team has been able to capitalize on the other team's errors deep in their own half so far. We saw this morning in the younger age group that some ruthless finishes from those very situations proved to be the difference.
We're on the half-hour mark, and Natalie Simon will blow the whistle for a water break. A very hot day here at the Swope Park Soccer Village in Kansas City, Missouri. And what do you make of the first half hour?
It's been cagey so far, hasn't it? Like a real semifinal between these two teams, neither wanting to make a mistake at the moment. Hasn't been the swashbuckling affairs that we saw earlier today, as both these two teams trying to find their way into the game. So far it's been NYC with the bulk of possession, but Crew have been comfortable in their defensive shape as of yet. See if this game really starts to open up as we progress here.
You see these players, they're not only getting water, but they're putting iced towels over themselves as well. Very smart. Wind picking up just a little bit, should offer some relief.
It's helping us out, at the very least.
It's 91 degrees at the moment. It's such a gorgeous facility here at the Swope Park Soccer Village to host this U.S. Soccer Development Academy Championships. On both the boys who play today, and we'll have the girls for you tomorrow, the U15 and U16-17 levels. And Tuesday will be the championship matches for the boys, and Wednesday for the girls. This facility, just unbelievable for Sporting KC's academy teams and for Swope Park Rangers as well.
Sporting KC themselves trained here for about a decade until just this year. It is a really wonderful facility. We're here on the Children's Mercy Victory Field, the main pitch at the facility.
Tons of other fields around as well as state-of-the-art locker rooms, a big weight room, everything you could want and need.
Just looking at the locker rooms there, some turf fields all around.
And of course, the reason Sporting don't train here anymore is they've moved into the National Development Center. It's just about a mile from Children's Mercy Park. And that's a huge part, not only for Sporting KC, but U.S. Soccer as well, where the majority, if not all, of the coaching education will take place.
Yeah, I have the privilege of working out there on a daily basis with Sporting Kansas City, and U.S. Soccer firmly entrenched. They're having classes just about every week, it seems, there for coaches. Refereeing training will take place there as well. It's just a lovely facility here in Kansas City.
Not only multiple field complexes as well, but they have a tower in between two fields where coaches can go up and observe practices, not only on one field, but on two fields at the same time. A really cool concept created by U.S. Soccer and the U.S. Soccer Development Academy.
That's been cool to see the coaching classes in session with all the coaches going up to the towers and having microphone systems where they can call out to the players on the field, dissect things in real time. It was really nice to see that. U.S. Soccer, it's a really lovely facility.
So we'll get back underway after what was about a 3-minute and 20-second water break. We'll see if either of these sides come out with a renewed vigor. Over the top, Boubacar Keita.
It's a great ball out under pressure as well from the center back.
Costco, ball was picked off by Nico Ben Alcazar, who did so well to step into that lane. And now it's Jason flying forward again, running right at DeBolt. DeBolt doing really well.
He really did there, Mark. Fantastic defending, because Jason's been a handful so far and just glides on the field with the ball. But DeBolt picking it out, able to see that run before it happened and just put his body in front of it. Good defending.
Wusu. Gumbaye putting him under a bit of pressure. Peñaranda said his decision to play goalkeeper was influenced by his two uncles who played that position.
Well, they say gotta be a special kind of crazy. Play goalkeeper, I guess that special kind of crazy runs in the family.
Into the channel for Jason. Looking for Makic. Can't turn to Boubacar Keita. Sadowski. Biros. Got the overlap from Braden Durbin. A good job by Petkovic to disrupt him. And now it's Sands to go the other way. They're upping the gears here. And this is Will Sands. Keita trying to slow him down. And Keita said, you can get the ball past me, but legally, I'm not going to allow you past me either. And he shielded it off for it to be cleared into touch.
Yeah, I've been impressed by the two center backs right now for Columbus Crew, DeBolt and Keita. They've been alert, snuffed out most of the danger so far in these 36 minutes. And an impressive start along the back line. Colin Biros, the number 10, just trying to get himself into the game. That's the second or third time where he's been disappointed with his own touch, but you like to see him sprinting back to try and impact on the defensive end, and there he is again.
Well, he did well to step in and win it, but it will be a throw-in for NYC.
You can tell he's got high standard for himself.
Scalia able to lift it over Durbin, but Keita was there. This one lofted out of bounds.
Well, Abubakar, not a bad name for a Columbus Crew center back. Got Lawless off to a flying start for the senior team. And Abubakar Keita looks an impressive figure along the back line for this group.
It's U19 U.S. International Abubakar Keita. He's also committed to UVA. 2 years ago, he was just playing high school. Was discovered by the Crew. Since then, grown into their starting center back, has trained with the first team, and now in the U.S. national team setup.
Not a bad story. Abubakar to Wahua. Decent little college program he's joining as well, to say the least.
This is Biros. We'll leave it off for Sadowski. Makic. Good hold of play from the target man who wins the free kick for NYC.
It's not a bad foul to concede there.
Absolutely.
See
Natalie Simon knew it was tactical, and she's coming over, and it's going to be a yellow card for Keita.
He's angry with it, but you're spot on. That was tactical all the way. Makic just backing in, and he had two runners sprinting past him. See here. Just a shove in the back.
Well, again, as we saw in the last game, now you have both center backs on yellow cards. That could be dangerous going forward.
Have to tread carefully here. From here on out.
Gumbaye. It's good from Scalia. It was good from Morris as well, who almost won it back for the Crew. Scalia able to find Owusu.
Dogged work from Scalia. Had to be in a one-on-two situation there.
Ben Alcazar. It's an NYC side unbeaten in their last 6 games. 5-0-1 coming into this. Won their last 2 games the regular season by scores of 6-0 and 8-0. And able to work their way through the playoffs in the quarterfinal to this semifinal.
Not a bad 14-0 scoreline to get your confidence up heading into the tournament.
Scalia, header inside. Pekovic, very good with the ball in tight spaces. And he'll win the free kick for NYCFC.
I think that's the right call. You could hear the Columbus players shouting for a handball, but it's the foul that causes the handball in the end. Just stepping across his man there. Petkovic looks like he wants to take control of this set piece as well.
Petkovic toward the back post. Kowalczyk came out, punched it to safety. Morris punches it out wide for Rona. Tried to find Goombaye, but Sands is there.
Yeah, just a poor ball from Rona there when it looked like they could spring a break. Good idea.
Then Alcazar unable to track it down on the far side. Final 4 minutes of the first 45, plus stoppage time we will undoubtedly have because of that water break. Scalia. They've had a lot of the ball, NYCFC. And they might have broken down the crew defense here. Sands works his way into the box. And it was off of Abubakar Keita. Will be a corner kick, third of the game for NYC.
Well, for all their possession, they haven't had a whole lot of potent possession. This is the best attack from NYC so far. Just a clever little flick by Makic to release Pulvera behind him. Just couldn't get the ball out from under his feet, got gummed up in his shoes and couldn't get the shot away until a Columbus player could come over and block it out for a corner kick. But it's good target forward play there for Makic.
Andres Jason waiting for the ball. Good job from Keita to match him step for step as well. Jason's corner kick whipped in, headed at the near post, but not on target. It was James Sands getting up from the back.
It's a decent chance for NYC in towards the near post. It's a tough header to flick on. See here getting across the man.
That was Pulvera who got the touch.
Pulvera. It's a tall figure in midfield and beat his marker there.
Durbin's throwing. Flicked on by Aiden Morris. Pulvera wins it back for NYC. Peñaranda. Owusu will play it back to him. DeBolt will find Kowalczyk.
Good pressing there from NYC as they dump it into the corner, but don't allow Columbus to play it out from the back, and as a result, they get a throw-in.
Owusu steps into the attack. Now he'll hold it up under the pressure from Aiden Morris. Sands, it's most recently with the U19s in the Slovakia Cup. Hack. Scalia. Owusu. Good win from Rona on the far side. Getting forward in the final minute of the opening 45. Morris spots the keeper off his line, but can't catch Peñaranda.
Well, ambitious to say the least, and gets a bit of a side eye from David Rona, who had done so well to shield off the defender. He played it in and continued his run, and we've talked about his speed and his ability to get in behind. I think Morris gets his eyes up. He might be able to slide his teammate in along the right-hand side. You like the confidence there to try and catch the goalie off his line. It's going to take something truly magnificent to beat Peñaranda from that distance.
Scalia, and well stationed was Abubakar Keita. Into the 4 minutes of stoppage time. As Morris wins the free kick. Aiden Morris up from the 16-17s. Another player that Ben Cross said, despite being one of the younger ones, has really developed into a leader for this U19 side. This one shepherded out of bounds for a goal kick. Ben Alcazar doing the shielding.
He looks like a leader out there. You can tell why he's got the armband.
This is Peñaranda. Skying to win that header was Keita, and there's space for Zawowski. Get it back to DeBolt. Intercepted, and Pekovic will win the free kick as well. Ben Alcazar standing over it.
Been tough sledding for Columbus to play it from the back. It's an ambitious pass from DeBolt, and just well read in the end there. Petkovic stepping in.
Well, the Crew have done an excellent job to keep their shape, but what do they need to do going forward if they're going to break down this NYCFC side and actually have some chances of their own?
Yeah, we need some more confidence on the ball, don't we? Like to see Gumbaye get a little more involved, more of a handful up top and an outlet for his teammates as well.
Polvara. DeBolt with the block. Lukasku gets it back to Morris. He's able to play it out wide. He's looking for Biros. Instead, it's shielded out by Scalia. 2.5 minutes of the 4 have elapsed. Hack has time to pick out a pass. Sands. Owusu. Scally has a step on Biros. Now running at Durbin. This is still Scally, and stabbing it away from him was Keita. Into the path of Biros. But Biros wasn't only clouted into, then the clearance was right into his back.
Sore one, you could hear him on the first challenge, and then you're right. Sands coming through at the end with the clearance too.
Good sportsmanship from Sands, just coming over to make sure Biros is all right. Let him know that it wasn't intentional. Simultaneous clearance with the whistle.
Yep. Nothing malicious in that.
This is Lukasku. Durbin trying to step in. Pekovic stuck him.
Great tackle.
Hack. Perfectly weighted pass onto the foot of Jason. His favorite position, running at the bolt. Jason gets a shot off, and it almost snuck inside the far post. And that will be the last action of the first half, and it was the best chance of the half as well.
It was right at the stroke of halftime. Jason's probably been the brightest player on the pitch, and you mentioned it. This is where he loves to be, running 1-on-1 at the defender. Just inches wide there as he carved out space for the shot on his left foot.
Well, KG first half ends 0-0. A very physical first half as well. It's been well played by both sides. NYCFC have had the majority of the ball, moved it around well. Makic almost finding the opening goal. However, the Crew have defended very well, even though they haven't always been on the ball. So 0-0 after 45 minutes. We're going to step aside, but we'll be back with you for the final 45 after the halftime break here on USSoccerDA.com.
So we're here at Lone Star this weekend for the first ever biobanded initiative in the US, where we're grouping players based on a biobanded group instead of their normal chronological age group.
Generally speaking, when you look at maturation, it's pretty simple. You can do it with your eyes and see that someone has matured faster than someone else has. But there's actually scientific research that helps us learn where players are at from a percentage of their full maturation.
We know through research that players can differ in ages from 2 to 3 years, even though if they're born in the same year. And so biobanding is finally a scientific answer to group these players based on their individual growth trajectories and growth and maturation status.
This is a bit of an alternative to the regular age group competitions. With these types of competitions, what we do is we mix things up. We take away that physical advantage for the early developer. They have to play a technical and tactical game and develop many of the skills that the late developer gets. On the flip side, the late developers, they get an opportunity to command the game for once. So this gives them an opportunity actually to show their true ability and for coaches to see them in a slightly different context.
In our younger ages, we've got a lot of late developers. Like the physical challenges for our players in our conference, which is very strong, are insurmountable in some games just because of the physical nature. So this intrigued us because we have good players, we have good younger players, and providing them another opportunity or another avenue to see what they can really do in this environment.
For the 2017-18 Academy season, the Development Academy Leadership and Technical Group decided that we would institute a policy for late maturing players, where the clubs can select 2 players per age group at U16 that can play down with U15 and 2 players at U15 that can play down with U14 during the season.
It's really important to note this isn't replacing anything. This isn't replacing the chronological age. This is a hybrid method of developing players. Alongside the normal chronological age groups, you can also do biobanding in training and in games.
The Academy philosophy is about moving players up when they're ready. We also thought that moving players down might be an opportunity for those players who aren't as physically matured to be able to have success at a younger age group. At US Soccer, we talk about developing players, coaches, and referees, and biobanding is just one more initiative that we can use to make sure that all players have an opportunity, all players have a pathway.
It's just like in school, it's not the same for everyone, right? And everybody's getting the same message, but you have students that get C's and B's and some are getting A's. So I think this allows us to take a step back, look at the pathway and change it a little bit.
Our job at US Soccer is to provide an environment where every player can reach their optimal potential. So this is about ensuring that no matter when you're born, no matter the status of your maturity, that you have the ultimate ability to thrive playing soccer.
In building the Girls Development Academy, this is another one of the milestone moments as we look at the trajectory of the program for years to come.
The Girls Development Academy Winter Showcase is the first ever event US Soccer puts on for our clubs. You only have one chance to make a first impression, and it's very important for girls to see what the next level looks like, where all eyes are on you. Over 300 college coaches were here, over 40 US Soccer scouts were here. It's a great event where girls can showcase their skills, their talents in front of a lot of eyes.
The showcase has been great so far. It's awesome to get all of these talented girls in one place at the same time and be able to compete against the top players in the country. I think it's a huge step forward for women's soccer in this country and just women's soccer in general to have this opportunity here this weekend.
We announced the launch of the Girls Development Academy almost 2 years ago, and in that process, we've talked with a lot of people that have worked in the game for many years. And with those leaders and our staff, we've been able to shape what we think will be the right platform for girls to continue to develop in our country.
I think it's really important to have this showcase. It gives us a really clear view of the entire level from a holistic view within the US. And I think it's only the beginning of something really fantastic. It's a starting point, and from this starting point we can only grow. It will benefit our national youth teams It will benefit our national team. The future looks bright.
To be able to play at a winter showcase where there's also the U20 women's national team playing is a great opportunity for our clubs and our players to see what that next level look like.
It's just been a great opportunity for us girls to get to watch people that we look up to play at the highest level.
With the integration of the Development Academy and the Nike International Friendlies, the event overall provides the opportunity to see the pathway from their club team to youth national teams and to national teams.
That ensures that there's a quality player pool for the future of our women's national team.
I never knew when I would play my last game. And then I was told to stop playing to save my future. Concussions are invisible injuries. Awareness starts with taking the pledge. I pledge to be educated on the signs and symptoms of concussions. I pledge to be honest with my coaches, teachers, parents, and teammates. I pledge to be supportive of anyone that gets a concussion. We only have one brain and it needs to last a lifetime.
We took the pledge.
I 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 took the pledge.
We took the pledge.
I took the pledge. I took the pledge.
I took the pledge.
The U.S. Soccer Girls Development Academy is here.
Here.
The next generation of world-class players.
World-class players.
Elite competition.
Pride in your club.
And a place where dreams are made.
This
is
the Girls Development Academy.
Ten years ago, we started to put a lot of time and effort in researching what went into development at the world-class level.
U.S. Soccer thought it was important to provide a platform where the best interests of players were put first, before results, before the team, and now you have an environment that allows players day in, day out in their everyday club environments to be able to reach their full potential.
10 years ago, we only had 16s and 18s. We knew in some regard that that was too late to make the right impact, that we needed to go younger, but this was a group we could manage and we could begin to change the culture. Now we have a complete pathway that starts at U12 through U19.
10 years later, I would say unequivocally that we have developed a much larger pool of quality. And that's the best thing that I can look at and say, uncategorically, this is really working.
I think the fact that our youth national teams have done well internationally, the fact that our youth national teams have gotten some historically great results this year and have broken some records, I think that's an indication of all the work that's been done behind the scenes, and in particular all the work that's been done in the Development Academy.
We believe very firmly that we won't have world-class players without world-class coaches, and that environment's created at the club level.
The Development Academy is ensuring the future of U.S. soccer by empowering clubs to be the drivers of world-class player development.
Zero zeros. We get ready for the second half, and the first one, Carter, was extremely physical and a few chances, but here was one for Makic early on.
Yeah, New York City definitely had the better of possession. Columbus Crew, pretty sound in their defensive shape. It was, as you said, it was like really cagey first half. Neither of these teams wanting to make a mistake that leads to a goal. Haven't really tested either of the goalkeepers. This one close to being a penalty.
Hey, and the way she ran toward the box, I thought she was about to point toward the spot, but good refereeing from Natalie Simon. Held up, waited, checked with her assistant referee, and decided it was in fact outside the box. And then here's more defending from the Crew.
They've defended as a team, and it's been physical, as you alluded to. A couple of yellow cards for the Crew. So they'll have to deal with that moving forward here in the second half. But yeah, neither goalkeeper has had to work so far. This may be the best chance of the game, right on the stroke of halftime. Andres Jason. It's been tricky out on the left wing for New York City. If something's going to happen, it looks like he might be the guy, and he's inches wide just before halftime there.
Jason has been the most dangerous player from an attacking perspective. It's both teams making their way back onto the field here at Swope Park Soccer Village. We do have a substitution as Jensen Lukascu is checking out, and coming in for him is Jose Rivas. Rivas, a U18 U.S. international, joined from Weston FC in Florida.
Interesting just from the perspective of Lukascu having the captain's armband there in the first half. See who takes those duties over. So it'll be up to Jose Rivas to come and make an impact on this game. I think the coaching staff for the Crew will have told him to try and hold on to the ball, try and string some passes together here for the Crew. They did a lot of defending there in that first half.
Some of the players were even saying at halftime, we need to get a spell of possession, just move the ball around a little bit.
Well, as you talked about, it's a hot day here today, and they have to pick and choose when they can press, but if you have the ball, you can rest actively with possession. Make the other team do a little more chasing.
Referee Natalie Simon gets us underway. And if we are tied at the end of 90 minutes, we will go to extra time. 2 15-minute periods, which will be played out. And then if still nothing to separate the two sides, these teams would have to go through the fires of penalties. But there is a whole nother half to play before we have to worry about any of that.
A lot of time remaining here. And we saw in each of the semifinals in the earlier age group, the game really opened up in the second half with the heat, with tired legs, and both of those teams made impact substitutions as well. So we'll see if maybe Jose Rivas can be an impact sub for the Columbus Crew, or later on down the line, who can be a hero for their team here in a semifinal.
The U16-17 final is set. It will be Atlanta United, and they will take on the Seattle Sounders. Atlanta United going for back-to-back titles in that age group.
Good step there from Joseph Scalia. We've seen that on a number of occasions. Quick to read the game.
Even when they do win the ball, the Crew New York just won't even let them out. To win it back right away, it's Pekovic trying to this time, but it's a beautiful spin for Rivas. He has plenty of tricks in his arsenal. Rivas, one of the reasons he was bought on at halftime. They're getting forward here, Columbus. Into the channel for Rona. Sands coming over, gets there. Unable to shield it out of bounds, though. Great job from David Rona. And now the two of them battling along the end line, and Rona wins it. Inside for Biros. Gets it back to Zadowski. Bolger. Bolger was one of 4 Crew players from the academy to train with the first team during preseason. And he commits the foul here.
He's got to be careful. He's on a yellow card, Bolger. From the first half, he's late in the challenge there. Good work from David Rona, because the pass forward initially from Bolger asked a lot of the winger. He was able to lock it in, and Columbus with a bit of possession in the attacking third there. Didn't see them make too many forays forward in that first half.
It's a promising side, but now Keita doing the defending on the other side. And Abubakar Keita did his thing once again.
Really did. Strong. Hopefully he's all right. He's gone to ground here after the play. Looked innocuous enough, didn't it?
Yeah.
Just came over and was able to use his strength to hold off the speedy Will Sands.
For me, the most worrying ones are when they look innocuous. It's good to see he's getting up here.
He's holding the wrist there. Tough to tell. But yeah, that's a scary one. Didn't really see anything too menacing in terms of that physical challenge.
So we have a break 3 minutes into the second half. Abubakar Keita is being tended to.
He's been a rock back there for this Columbus Crew side, as we talked about.
Good look at Ben Cross and his staff. Academy Director Dennis Sanchez sitting just next to him.
And you hope it's nothing serious for Abubakar Keita. Looks like he's getting that wrist taped up along the far side.
So Kowalczyk will take the free kick. Goumaye. And Abubakar Keita is checked back in.
Some encouragement there for Goumaye from the bench. Really was a missing man in the first half. Didn't hear much from him. Able to charge forward there and win a free kick. And this is a chance for Columbus to push some numbers forward, lump it into the box here, and try and create something from a dead ball.
That's Biros who will take it. Iwasu wins the header over Goumaye. Flying in is Zadowski, and he'll win the throw-in for the Crew. Zawadzki and Lukasko have been traveling 2 hours each way from the Cleveland area every day for training since the U14 age group. Just shows the commitment they have to the Crew and their development as soccer players as well.
Yeah, when you have that dream, you like that they're giving that up, giving up some free time to go and chase it. That's quite the impressive haul.
And that's 4 to 6 days a week, over 10 months as well. Love the commitment of these academy players. And this is Jason. He's always committed to attacking. Andres Jason goes flying. It'll be just a throw-in.
Of course, those commutes that you mentioned, they've got a pretty stellar, exemplar figure in Clint Dempsey. Of course, 3 hours each way for his club career growing up.
Absolutely.
You can see that hard work can pay off. Again, there we just saw the replay. Andres Jason, ability to spring forward into attack.
It's been the one player today I'd say has been really willing to try things, for lack of a better term. Just that desire to go after players, not afraid to fail in those one-on-one duels. But at least looking to create, especially off the dribble. Although the Crew have been much more adventurous, even though we're just 6+ minutes into the second half.
That's wonderful work from Justin Hack, as initially Biros turned him. He's got the closing speed and then the tackling ability.
And the space is opened up. Cutting inside, and Abubakar Keita, oh, he's all right. It's a good block. Hack wins it again. Was trying to get it out to the far side. Kowalczyk to build out of the back for the Crew in the 53rd minute.
Yeah, pretty much a standing ovation from the Crew bench there on that block tackle from Keita.
Rivas was unable to slide it through, but it's that desire to get forward. Bolger inside. The offside flag is up against David Arona.
Good step there from the City back line. Here it is again, that block from Abubakar Keita. Really one of the first times it's opened up for either team here in the second half, cutting inside and full extension. He's been a solid figure at the heart of the Crew defense so far in this game. Good to see that wrist injury not affecting him to the point of having him removed.
Durbin in a foot race. And what will the call be? It's going to be a free kick. Durbin whistled for the foul, as Scalia was able to beat him to the punch. Scalia asking why it wasn't more than just a foul, but still a free kick from a very dangerous position.
Look at the ground he makes up here, Scalia. Out of your picture when the replay starts, and he charges in just on the edge of the area. Again, Columbus inches away here from conceding a penalty. This is an interesting area, though, for a free kick. They can slide it across the top, try and whip it in right on the head of the goalkeeper. Plenty of options from this set piece.
It's Veljko Petkovic who's over it. Andres Jason now coming in your pictures in the vicinity as well. It will be Petkovic, and the wall swallows it up, and then Petkovic thumps his second effort over the bar.
Some half-hearted appeals from the New York City players there as it smashed into the wall.
DeBolt. In for Morris. That's a great turn. Morris clattered into, and he'll win the free kick.
That's strong play from Morris. There's that free kick again. You want to try and challenge the goalkeeper. He goes for goal. It's a tight angle to go for goal from there.
I hope that Morris is all right.
It's really strong play from him because DeBolt really with the hospital ball into Hayden Morris. He won it away from the first defender, galloped away up the other end, and just as he gets the pass away, he's clattered into.
It was Hack who went in on the challenge. As we take a look here.
A couple fouls there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Hack, as you said, late on the challenge there, but Petkovic grabbing at Hayden Morris as well.
And now because when Hayden Morris fell, his boot came down and landed on the head of Hack. So now Hack is being called over by the trainer just to be looked at real quick. Morris will come over as well, but you saw the thumbs up right there from the trainer. So the picture's looking good as far as Hayden Morris is concerned.
It's a sore one, and Hack going through some tests here on the near side as well. Looks like he'll be okay to re-enter the game.
Both players getting ready to check back in. Justin Hack and Hayden Morris. For the moment, it's 10v10. Petkovic wins it in midfield. Too far for Sands on the far side. And now we're back to 11v11. Hayden Morris up from the 16-17s, but he is a U18 international. So that was a dangerous ball. DeBolt able to get onto it though. In for Biros. Ridden off the ball by Ben Alcazar. Chipped over the top by Polvera. And there's Cato once again.
He had to be alert. As you said, a turnover deep in their half there. Looked like Zawadzki was the one that just about got it to DeBolt, but then seconds later they're on the back foot again, and that man Keita coming over on the cover. Will Sands was trying to split the center backs from right to left. Keita quick enough to get ahead of Will Sands, and that's saying something.
Hack. That's what he does so well. Not only wins it back, but keeps possession. Whether it's starting the attack going forward or just getting it back to the back line to hold on to it. Look at that ball from James Sands for his brother Will. Gumbaye. Hack flicks it forward. Morris recovers, gets back to Keita. He'll move it along to his keeper.
It's a foul on David Rona here as he just undercut Ben Alcazar. Getting a talking to from the referee as well. It's a good call from the referee.
Natalie Simon's done an excellent job in this first hour, just talking to players, calming them down when necessary. Has had to produce a couple yellow cards in this one. Durbin with the header away. Play his college ball at Ohio State, Braden Durbin. Boubacar Keita. The Bolt with the clearance. Owusu steps in. Zadowski shuts the door. Good play by Zawadzki. And Aiden Morris wins the free kick.
He's got to pick himself back up off the grass again, Aiden Morris, but he's winning fouls for his team, relieving some pressure.
Rona can't get by James Sands. It's a tremendous challenge from Sands. This is Petkovic. Good job by Zawadzki to force him back.
It's been strong play as well from Owusu and Sands in the back for New York City. Goalkeeper Peñaranda really hasn't had much to do here this afternoon.
Now a double substitution to be made by Crew SC. Wang Ansiak getting set to check in. We'll replace Louis Bolger. Gumbaye also coming out. That's a straight swap with Gumbaye going out and Wang coming in. This one left on. Petkovic works his way to the box. It falls for Sands. His shot is charged down. Hack. Still going Hack. Keita. Push forward for Morris. And this is Rivas with space to run. Scalia does a good job to get back and square up to him. Rivas. Rivas. Corner kick.
First time really the game's been stretched where the Crew can run at the NYC back line, get those defenders in their back pedal. Rivas just electing to have a shot here, and it's deflected out for a corner.
So it's Elijah Borneo who comes in to replace Louis Bolger. Another like-for-like substitution. Borneo also a right back who's committed to Kentucky.
I think that's just smart coaching. Louis Bolger on a yellow card, and he's already flown into a challenge or two here in the second half. Just want to make sure you don't get down to 10 men. Then up top, Gumbaye just really didn't impact the game, and now it's up to the number 9, the substitute Wang, to come in and see if he can be a good outlet for his side, try and create something from that center striker position.
Now flicking the switch on a double substitution is Matt Pilkington. Is coming in is Vinicius Lansade. And also coming in is Jonathan Valbuena. Valbuena, very much like Andres Jason, such a tricky player with the ball at his feet, loves to take players on. Wings providing that pressure. Rona's there as well, and they forced the throw in for the crew. Morris wins yet another free kick, and Justin Hack showing a yellow card.
He's grown into the game, Aiden Morris, and just fooled Hack there late in the challenge. He doesn't like the call. But for a team who's really struggled to get forward into an attack, these set pieces can be gold.
He did have that arm extended. DeBolt is over it. Four players lined up across the top of the 18. DeBolt goes directly for goal. He wasn't far off, you know.
Well, he certainly had Peñaranda scrambling, didn't he? Hit that with some pace and some swerve. Just a big center half striding forward to take this set piece, and not far off from the near post. Peñaranda, full extension to his left, and he's not getting there if that's on frame.
Makic and Pekovic were the players who left us. So now you have a smaller but very much a more dynamic front three with the likes of Sands, Jason, and Valbuena. Expect that whoever moves into the center will be playing more of a false nine rather than that target man play. This is opened up for Rivas. Rivas! Oh, he wants that one back.
Best chance of the game for the crew by far. Great cross from Rona into Rivas. And on the half volley, he just didn't catch it.
Be a handball against Elijah Borneo.
And like you said, it'll be interesting to see how this substitution changes the NYC attack. Lansade checking in at that center forward role. You'd expect him, like you said, to not be as much a hold-up, but run the channels.
Good defending in the corner. But Morris has been everywhere in the second half, hasn't he? But he runs out of bounds here.
And also, a side effect of that substitution is they've moved Jason from the left wing into the center of the pitch. We'll see if he can use his dribbling skills in the middle to unlock this Columbus Crew back line, who have been so well organized this far.
Long-range effort, nothing to concern Kowalczyk.
Speculative there from Polvara.
Sawatsky over the top for Wang to chase. This is Wang on Sook. Can he find Rona? Oh, it was a great idea, but Ben Alcazar able to reach and get an important touch on it.
But already you see what that out ball can do for Columbus. They can push up, they win the second ball here.
This is Wang again.
It's providing more of it's providing more of a point of attack, a focal point for Columbus in just these few minutes that he's been on the pitch.
This is Lansade. Thought it was his throw-in. Lansade has come off the bench to score some very important goals. Scored the final goal in a 4-1 win against St. Louis, but then also scored the 90th minute goal on the final match day to get a 2-2 draw against FC Dallas, which made sure of their qualification for the quarterfinals.
What a step that was.
Just about to say, it was good defensive work from Borneo. And he's going to have to do more here. The battle with Lansade, gets in front of him. Gets around Biros as well. This is Lansade. Lansade, silky from Lansade. Polvar at the top of the box, tried to poke it through, looking for the run of Scalia on the far side. Owusu will get to this before Durbin. Early cross. DeBolt will head it out for a corner kick.
Good pressure from New York City. They're getting into good areas, just the accuracy in the final third hasn't been there. Like you mentioned, Polvara trying to spread it out wide for Scally, and he just didn't get the pass right. Scally galloping into acres of space. But they've kept the pressure up here.
So corner kick in the 69th minute. Looking for the flick on it, the near post, and instead it's headed away by Morris. And it'll be the 5th corner kick of the game for NYC.
Good defending at his near post. And we talked about it this morning, didn't we? What we've seen in tournament play, especially in the World Cup this summer, set pieces.
So important.
So important. It was a header from a set piece that was the game-winning goal for Seattle earlier this morning.
Well, it's certainly the ball that can provide it. And instead it skips over the crossbar. It was Hack who got on the end of it. But corners like that will always cause problems.
Well, I think as the ball's rolling there, he'll have to retake this. I think the ball hits Hack instead of Hack hitting the ball here. Just bounced up on him. Tries to head it down. Just that last jump right in front of Justin Hack puts him off, and he can't get a clean purchase with the header.
It's a great reverse ball. Put across, and great defending from Zawadzki.
And City causing a turnover high up the pitch. With runners in the box, just the accuracy in the final third, letting them down. And
it's a tremendous run from Zawadzki there to get it out, as there's a player down behind the play. So the referee will stop play, check on them.
It's that Will Sands over on the far side, gripping onto his knee.
The trainer's being called out. Both teams will come over and get some water. Take a look at this run from Zawadzki. And there you see that extension. And right away he grabbed for it.
It's his right knee. You can see the turf there. Maybe his calf. You see, he just kind of got caught up in the grass as he went to slide in there. Hope everything's going to be all right for young Will Sands. Chance for an impromptu water break. Is this the official water break, do you think?
Well, we'll see whether or not this turns into the official water break, but normally it comes with about 15 minutes left. I don't think that's the official water break, because Natalie Simon's 4th official, Samantha Martinez, telling them to get back on the field as Will Sands exits on the opposite side.
An impromptu one then. Welcomed, I'm sure, by both teams.
The good news is that on the far side, Sands is up and running back and forth. We're still seeing whether or not he's able to continue, but at least you know that he's okay enough to be running.
Yeah, that's good to see. Got his leg trapped under him there as he slid forward.
And there is going to be a change for Will Sands.
They're just going to take no chances here.
It's coming in is Jonathan Jimenez. So now you have 3 very dynamic players across that front line for NYCFC. as Jimenez comes on for his 29th appearance of the season.
Been a line change up top now for NYC as they drop Jason back into the middle. So we'll see if one of these subs can be a super sub for New York City.
Wang. It was off of him last. Still did a good job to get around Hackett the first time. It was quickly closed down by Ben Alcazar. We'll take the throw-in. Valbuena. Rona into the path of Biros. Slid in for Rivas. And James Sands comes across to make the challenge. And now the flag is up on the far side. He's coming back from an offside position to receive that ball. Was Valbuena.
What a heads-up play from James Sands there. Looked like the crew were going to be in behind. Cleverly disguised pass from Biros. But again, Rona really has been the source of everything good for Columbus Crew in attack here, especially in the second half.
Valbuena. Polvara. Space on the far side for Jimenez. Pushed to safety by Kowalczyk.
Big save. The best save of the game so far. And a good chance for New York City as quickly up the other end they go. It's a good layoff from Polvara. He's put some good weight on that. Really inviting the run into the box, and Jimenez immediately into the game, getting a shot away. Strong hands at his near post though. Kowalczyk.
Played that perfectly, didn't he? Came out the right amount, cut down the angle the right amount.
Good goalkeeping.
Was not going to be beaten at his near post. Jimenez tried to play it over the top for the run inside. Even if the run was made, that one had way too much mustard on it.
I was going to say, the run stopped and the pass was too heavy. It's a good idea.
Into the final 15 minutes of regulation. We need to have a winner here at the Swope Park Soccer Village. Ben Alcazar. And they'll get the high boot as Rona came in. Good refereeing again from Natalie Simon.
That seemed unnecessary there from Ben Alcazar to put it up to his own high boot.
Jimenez. Flying forward, Jimenez into the box. Well, you see the danger that Jimenez possesses, and there you talked about it earlier, Carter. Fresh legs deep into the game when everybody else is tired. And now we will have that official water break.
Yeah, and you see it pay off here. Jimenez just charging down that right flank. He's trying to square it for his man on the far side. Valbuena, or Lansade, excuse me, trying to get onto the back post, but he just overcooked his cross. But he's got some pace, Jimenez, as this game starts to get stretched. 77th minute here.
Chance for both of these teams to cool off just a bit. A reminder that coming up after this, it's the Vancouver Whitecaps taking on the LA Galaxy. Winner of that game will face the winner of this match in Tuesday's final.
Some final encouragement from both the coaching staff and players in the huddles here. Look at the clock. Just above the Columbus bench here, and you hear Abubakar Keita really leading his team in this huddle, reminding them that there's only 15 minutes left here in regulation. Leave it all out there with a chance to move on to the final on Tuesday.
You know, for both of these teams with players going and training with the first team and being moved up and down the respective age groups, head coach Matt Pilkington said the playoffs in Oceanside was really the first time that he had everyone together, especially not only considering players go up and train with the first team, but they go off for national team trainings as well. And he said that the thing about Oceanside was the first time everybody was able to come together and really gel. He also said that he learned about a squad is that they have really good depth. And not only that, but the ability to mix it up a bit, not just play one style. They have the ability to adapt to what the game needs. And I think you're seeing that here in the way he's changed up his front line and has dropped Jason into the midfield.
Yeah, we'll see if it pays dividends, but you had the bigger figure of Makic to start the game. Now you have some speedy guys that'll run the channels along that front three.
Scalia hoisting across. Sawatsky gets his head on it, and it's punched away by Bornillo.
It's a good clearance on the half volley. Tough technique.
Touched on to Andres Jason. Helped out wide for Valbuena, looking to run at Bornillo. Gets the cross to the back post, just too tall for the very tall Polvara.
Yeah, just a little too much height in that pass because he did well, didn't he, Valbuena, to cut onto his right foot, hit this cross away.
And the other thing Matt Pilkington said about the depth of his squad, he said, because we have such depth, it keeps everyone really engaged because they have to fight for their place. Nothing is secure when you have an 18 where everyone can start.
Competition for places.
Keita's there again.
That was a sneaky run from Valbuena. This was an excellent clearance from Keita because Valbuena had just kind of dipped in behind the back line there. Looked like he was going to get picked out with that pass as well. I don't know how many clearances Keita's had on this game, but he's been fantastic.
He cleared that ball to Kansas. Sixth corner kick of the game for NYCFC. That's another good one, and Hack is there. Keeper goes down, and a win the free kick. As we enter into the final 10 minutes of regulation, we'll have considerable amount of stoppage time because of the injury to Will Sands, and then the drink break as well.
Here's the foul. You see just the end there of Hack. His hands into the back of Rona.
Clearance falls for Wang Unsik. Just look at that willingness to hassle and harry and not allow the free clearance out of the back from Wang.
A big round of applause from the bench there. It's provided a bit more of an outlet than Gumbaye did in his time on the field.
Valbuena loves to run. Rona will be whistled for the foul.
Yeah, and a needless challenge too. That cut inside from Valbuena was going nowhere. Rona just a little late in the tackle. As you see here, Valbuena just sizing up the defender, trying to cut in, slalom in between these two. Oh, he's actually dangled his leg there cleverly, Valbuena.
Another good ball in, this time from Lansalde. Jason goes down. Wang. Into the path of Rona. A great job by Vinicius Lansalde to get back and win it. Rona steps in front of him, and it was played into Biros, who was in an offside position. And Biros looks perplexed.
He was offside. It was his teammate Rona that prodded that away. So it wasn't a back pass. He had just made that run in behind the defense and was still tracking back. Should blame his teammate for being too good of a pressing forward there.
Thrown for Scally. In terms of possession, it's been a much more even affair here in the second half. The Crew have really grown into the game, have found their own spells of possession. And now they're looking for that necessary thrust going forward, but Ben Alcazar cancels it out. Look at that for a piece of skill from Jimenez to bring it down. Turns Durbin inside out, puts it across. And who's there once again? Don't think I even need to say his name. Another important intervention from Abubakar Keita.
Yeah,
he has been stellar today.
He really has been. Again on the cover here because it's wonderful work from Jimenez to turn the left back Durbin inside out. That diagonal out to start this attack as well. Fantastic pass. And right here, he's beating the left back, but he doesn't beat the center back on the cover.
7th quarter kick, falls to the back post. Hack slides it in. Justin Hack in the 84th minute. That's a striker's finish. Just look at that, a real piece of class from Justin Hack. Skip by Pulvar at the near post, over to the far, and Hack was able to thread it through.
Through a host of bodies on the line there, big time play. The whole bench comes over. Look at that, the injured Gio Reyna. He's joining in the celebrations. Because what a time to get a goal. You didn't know where it was going to come from.
Well, we said he's added goals to his game. It's now his 7th of the season, his 3rd in the playoffs. And is that the goal that puts NYCFC into the final in their first year of existence in this age group?
Finally made their pressure tell, and it's from a set piece. But you mentioned it, that wasn't the finish of a holding midfielder. So calm, and the ability to smack that past the goalie, plus a host of defenders on the line.
Now Buena. Zawadzki's been so good in midfield. Rona with the early ball in, looking for Wang! And the block comes in from Owusu. Rivas looking to engineer a bit of space. Tried to get it to Biros, but Polvara steps in.
What an early cross that was from Rona. And it just wouldn't fall for Wang in time. He's trying to wait for it to drop at a nice height so he can hit it on the half volley. And he got enough behind it, but just took too long and allowed a City defender to come over and block it. But that first time cross, the early cross from Rona, the pass of the game there.
Absolutely. It's going to take something like that to beat a defense that coming into today had given up just 24 goals in 30 games and is working on their 15th shutout. And it would be a shutout to put them into the finals of the U18-19 Boys U.S. Soccer Development Academy Championship. There's another double substitution to be made for Ben Cross's Crew SC side.
Final roll of the dice here.
Zawadzki's coming out. Cade Remy will check in. Remy has now come off the bench in every single playoff game. Also coming in is Maxwell Thiesing. De Bolt's header falls for Lansade. Morris. And Morris will be called for going in with his studs up on the challenge.
Yeah, that's a good spot from the referee. Because when Polvara flicked it up, Morris was aiming for the ball and instead raked him across the shin there.
Look at that for a free kick from Sands. On a dime to the feet of Jimenez. Spins. Arrows his way into the box, puts it across. It's so close to the clincher. '88th minute. This is a Crew side that always believes they'll score. as Valbuena is going to get a card here.
Yeah, tactical foul because that's excellent work from the sub, Remy. Really tight area. He's able to tight rope the sideline. Push it around Valbuena, and he just wanted to stop this attack possibility. You see there, just grabbing and pushing him from behind. It's an easy yellow card.
They scored an 89th minute goal to tie it back in November against NYCFC Crew. Also scored that goal deep in stoppage time against the New York Red Bulls to make their way into what was then the quarterfinals. So certainly still plenty of life left in this Crew side. That's against a very staunch defense as the goal scorer Hack brings it down. Oh, Wang came flying in.
So calm under pressure, and how about the take from Hack too? I think it's always a good indicator of class in a player when he's able to control with the thigh. You see that is a trait among some of the best players around the world, and this time Justin Hack just controls it, deads it with the thigh, sucks in a couple of defenders and draws a foul, and that'll eat up some of this time for NYC trying to hold on here with this 1-0 lead.
Six minutes of stoppage time to be added on after this. 30 more seconds of normal time. Lansade to kill the game.
Time and space in the box. That is a wonderful chance gone begging for New York City. Cross picked out from the right-hand side here. Jimenez has really been a problem since he's come in and just bounced up on the substitute. Lansade there as he tried to control it and put it towards goal.
Smartly popped up by Biros for Bornillo. Tries to return the favor, but Valbuena makes the interception. Morris. Keita. Ben Alcazar smashes it the other way. Bought down by Jimenez. Spots the keeper off his line. It was an excellent effort from Jimenez.
What a first touch on the toe there. And he's onside, center back too deep. He spotted the goalkeeper off his line. You see the shout from Lansade, who was in plenty of space, but wasn't too far off there, Jimenez. Or was that Jason charging forward?
Inside for DeBolt. Clipped over the top. Wang has two players to find in the box. Three more making their way. Wang gets the overlap. And that's textbook defending on the far side. And they win the free kick as well.
Got to get the cross in there if you're Columbus Crew. Running out of time here, just under 5 minutes to go. You've got the overload on that left-hand side. Just too slow to try and whip in some service. And the presence of mind from Scalia once he blocks that cross away to get onto it and draw a foul as well. He's been fantastic on the right-hand side.
Flighted forward by Owusu. Bornillo. And that'll be a free kick. Ben Cross urging everyone to get forward. DeBolt is up from his center back position. Jimenez battling it out with Rivas. Early cross comes in. James Stan steps in. Hack. Jason. Lansade. Keita did well not only to win a foul himself, but not to concede a foul there.
You could tell that's exactly what Lansade was looking for as well. He's trying to lure him into a hasty tackle.
Polvara. Game is very stretched. Jimenez is open on the far side. Polvara picks him out, tried to roll it back into the path of Polvara Jimenez, but Thiesing was wise to it, and then Thiesing commits the foul in the corner. And as we head into the final 3 minutes, the minimum 6 is stoppage time, this will kill at least a minute.
Yeah, silly foul there as Jimenez just going towards the corner. Columbus Crew defenders trying to regain their breath here. They can't get it forward. The likes of Justin Hack, Polvara clogging up the middle. Just sending wave after wave of New York City attack forward here in the dying stages.
Jonathan Jimenez has been so good running at this Crew back line. Struggling here at the moment. Joined this year from Everton FC Westchester, Jimenez. The Norwalk, Connecticut native has really opened things up on that far side. The referee, checking her watch, knows that more stoppage time is going to need to be added on at the end of the 6.
Yeah, Jimenez has been a real spark off the bench. It's got pace. You talked about the willingness of Andres Jason to run at players. Well, this man has done the exact same. He's come on with a clear directive. Get the ball, run at that left back, and it's been a difference maker here in the second half. It was his galloping run forward that led to the corner kick from which New York City did score. You're right, over a minute has transpired since this foul. See if any time is added because of the injury.
Now Valbuena has come over to take the ball in the corner, and he just smacks it off of Thiesing to win a corner kick. Was surprised that he was going to launch that in the box. I think he knew what he was doing the whole time.
That was his plan, wasn't it? Trying to invite in a couple challenges, and I'm sure they'll do it again here.
He's a crafty customer, Valbuena. And here he is again. Valbuena works his way to the box. Valbuena! The shot blocked by Keita. Over for Jason. Borneo with the straight clearance, but it's out of the corner.
Time running out for the Crew here, and New York City well aware.
Certainly in no hurry to take these throw-ins. And try and get it into the corner for Lansade. In a battle with Borneo. He'll shepherd it out of bounds, so it'll be a goal kick. Is this the last chance to get forward for the Crew? Now Kowalczyk coming out of his box. He launches it forward. Polvara with the header. Rona trying to get back. Jason, fouled by Borneo, and that should do it.
Clever work there from Jason. Looked like he might have dribbled himself into a cul-de-sac, but good shielding effort. And he's able to draw a foul here, chew up some more time.
Sands is going to look to launch it diagonally into the corner. That will do it. In their first year in the oldest age group, NYCFC is through to the final. Kowalczyk and the Crew, nothing to be ashamed of. They were tremendous all year, made it to the semifinal, but in the end, the difference was Justin Hack popping up at the corner of the back post. And tremendous sportsmanship from these NYC players. Peñaranda off camera has run from his goal all the way to the other goal to give a hug to Logan Kowalczyk.
Well, this game was so tight throughout. And as it ticked on towards the 90th minute, you knew it was going to take one special moment if anything, to separate these teams. It looked like a game destined for extra time, but Justin Hack stood up, took his chance, and he made the moment for New York City to go on to the final with a wonderful slotted finish from the corner.
So this one finishes 1-0 in favor of NYCFC on an 84th minute goal from Justin Hack. The winner advances to Tuesday's final, where they will take on the winner of our next game, which is the Vancouver Whitecaps against LA Galaxy. So stay here with us as we're going to have reaction from fieldside. But for now, from the booth, for Carter Augustine, I'm Mark Serber, saying so long from Swope Park Soccer Village, where it finishes NYCFC 1, Crew SC Academy 0, NYCFC into the final.
We're here with Justin Hack, scorer of the game-winning goal here in the New York City FC's 1-0 win. Justin, 90 minutes, scoreless, nearly 90 minutes. What was the thought out there going into the last few minutes?
I mean, we had possession most of the game, and we just always believed that we were going to score a goal during regular time.
How did that goal happen off the corner kick? You know, you kind of went back post. To explain that goal.
Yeah, they were marking me pretty tight the whole game, and at the end they were tired since we had the ball, so I just got free in the back post.
How's it feel now toward the end of a long season, long game out here? You guys got one more game to win a title.
Yeah, it feels great. This is our first year at this age group, and now we have a chance to win the whole thing.
And what do you do the next day to prepare for the final?
Yeah, I think we're going to take ice baths right now, everybody's favorite, and then meet, talk about our opponent, and then play the game.
What does it mean for your club and your team, especially to have, you know, first year in this age group, you have a chance to bring home the championship?
Yeah, this is huge. This is probably one of the biggest trophies that we could win for our academy.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.